How you doing, folks? Welcome to Recovery Now. My name is June Planas, and I'm your host. And in this show today, I have a good guest, a friend of mine, actually. And this is Lewis Parks. Give Lewis a hand.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And welcome to Recovery Now.
Thank you.
How you feel?
Wonderful.
Okay, all right, that's good. All right, so we're going to start with, basically, this is how I always start. I start asking you, how was your habit when you had it? How young were you when you started? If you could remember how long it lasted, and then we'll go from there. And how it progressed.
Well, when you're talking habits, like I told you off camera, when I first started using, when I started altering my thinking, you know what I'm saying, was with marijuana. I mean, then I was a teenager, about 17, 18.
Okay.
And I started, that's when I, came off the porch, playing around in the streets.
Right.
And started using cocaine probably around 19, 20. And then after that, I started using heroin,
Right.
and
You did one of my numbers, jump from one to another to another.
yeah, absolutely. And it was crazy. And, it's being naive, thinking that, it's a party, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, not knowing the repercussions of what I was doing, you know what I'm saying, and how
Right.
the end of results would be, you know what I'm saying, behind,
Yeah.
using those narcotics, man, you know what I'm saying? So, and, put me through hell. You know what I mean? I put people through hell behind it, you know what I'm saying? And, so there you have it.
Did it get too bad? Because like for me and a lot of the people that sat on that chair, we had similar stories. Like as like you said at first, it was fun. It started as fun, hanging out with the guys and
Right.
all that. But as it progressed, as time went by, it became something else. Where, for me, and like I said, a lot of the people sat on that chair, where we started doing bad things, fucked up things, really. It's what I meant to say. Like stealing, instead of just going to work. And even if you work, your money never lasts because you're always spending on it. So did yours progress that way? Did it went that way where you went off the deep end?
Yeah, definitely. I want to say that I stayed employed a good part of the time,
Right.
even though I was, in that situation,
Right.
addicted.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
But I did go to work because I had a family, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, have a family to kids and everything.
So
So
you had children at that time already? You had kids already at that
yeah,
time?
yeah,
Wow.
right. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, I had responsibilities, but it goes so deep, you know what I'm saying, when I'm talking about it, because trying to, it's like living two lives.
Yeah, it is.
You
It
know what
is.
I'm saying? And
It is.
so, and I always kept that away from, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, what was important, you know what I'm saying? And then when I leave the house, you know what I'm saying, that would be something else, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
That is a
well,
double
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, I'm glad you said that. Because it's similar to my experience. My experience started when I was 12, like I said, with marijuana, and it progressed. I went through the pills and then coke and all that shit. And over the years, the difference was that I did not have any kids and I wasn't married. I started when I was young, and it progressed to the point where, even though I kept a job, I always had a job. I always worked, and in front of my family, they go, June's responsible, he goes to work and all that. But when I walked into the streets, it was a whole different thing,
Right.
And I even I used to steal, I used to do all kinds of, as the years went by, and the reason I like to do this show is, like I was telling you earlier, is for people that are watching, they can see how your shit progressed from when you had to have it How and then what led you to get clean? You know, and that's what I want to ask you right now. With your family and everything, and you hit it, what caused you to get clean, to change? You know,
Years and years and years, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I just got to that point, and I always been a praying man, regardless of what I did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just kept talking to God about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I remember one time when I did decide. I mean, my story is so long. We don't have enough time. You know what I'm saying, to even get into all that.
We'll
Right.
do the best we can.
But when I decided to stop the nonsense, you know what I'm saying, and again, just backpedaling a little bit, talking to God, you know what I'm saying, and I used to, at most of the time when I was high, talk about what I'm not going to do to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Then you turn around,
And you
I
did
guess did it again.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
better.
so there was one time, and I remember it as yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke to God, and I told him, I said, I'm not going to come to you again and tell you what I'm not going to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when I do, I'm gonna mean every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm surrendering everything. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I got to that point. You know what I'm saying? I seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? I just
How old were you when you got to that point? When the point where you actually made the move? And
what do you mean?
how old were you when you decided to get clean? When
How old was I? Or
Yeah, your age. If you give us a rough idea. If you
I was in my 40s, man.
wow, so you 45.
Yeah.
45. So you started when you was a teenager. So you were there like 20 something years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Same here, 23. And I remember my last get high. Do you remember your last one? The last time you actually got high and decided I ain't doing this shit, and then made that move.
Yeah.
So tell me about your last get high, and tell me what made you and how you went about getting clean.
Well, it was on my birthday.
Okay.
So my birthday every year, you know what I'm saying, is
Right.
when I stopped using narcotics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Okay.
So I'll never forget that day.
To tell you the truth, I noticed this. Everybody that comes to my show and get high remembers everybody I talk to, even off the show, remembers the last get high, like it happened yesterday. And I think that's a good thing because how many years you been clean now?
I'm gonna say close to 13 years.
Yeah, see that, folks? I got 13 years. I had a guy that had 15. I have one guy that had 5. We had all different years. And no matter how long you've been clean, you always remember your last one. And you always remember how painful it got at the end. And so now, on your birthday,
Right.
okay, you made that decision. What happened there? And what you do? What did you do? What step you took to get clean?
I just stopped, man.
Just like that.
You know what I'm saying? I
you
pretty
go
much
rehab?
anticipated. No.
Okay.
I pretty much anticipated what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, talking to God, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and in my mind, I knew that day was coming. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I knew
Right.
it, I just felt it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, just the chain of events in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like if something could go wrong, it went wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just got tired, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even, I didn't need to go into treatment. I mean, I'm saying I don't knock it.
Did you ever went to a treatment center?
Yeah, I have been to treatment.
How many times?
I want to say about 4 or 5 times.
Okay. And so, you know what? I just remember we talked about that the other day.
Right.
This is why I wanted you on my show, because most of us, we have to go to the treatment center thing to get clean.
Right.
I wouldn't have been clean if I didn't do that, if they wouldn't have sent me there. This man, he got clean on his own. I mean, he did went to treatment, and somehow, when the day came that he decided to stay clean and sober, he didn't go to treatment. You know, so it's possible, but what I realized when we were talking about the times that you did go, you learned something. You took something from there that helped you when you decided to stay clean. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, when I did go to treatment, I did a good program.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I always did what was necessary. You know what I'm saying? And was sincere about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But was I ready?
That's
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And the majority of the times when I did go into treatment, it was because I was so beat down. You know what I'm saying? And the streets had me whooped. You know what I'm saying? So, and I needed some rest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I needed a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't from treatment, I might not be sitting here today. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy what a day can make. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have been to treatment and got out of treatment and used the same day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But not saying that I haven't learned anything in treatment. Yes, I know about the tools and
Right.
how to work the tools and the day at a time. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you before, I don't, identify with. Well, I can identify with the NAAA, but I don't live that lifestyle.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I just learned how to live without the nonsense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You carry the tools in you, where every day you know that if you one thing will lead to another if you don't watch yourself.
Right.
And that's what the program teaches you.
Right.
A program or recovery, it doesn't matter which one it is. And that's what one of the messages that we try to show on this show, that just because you go to a treatment center, you could screw up afterwards. And like I keep saying it, you have to want this to work for you to stay clean and sober. It ain't just going to a treatment center, because like you said, you went to a couple of treatment centers, but when you actually got clean, you didn't go to a treatment center. You carry what they taught you in you, and you knew it, and it's still lasting you when you're going on 13 years.
Right.
So you learned something.
Yeah, but we can talk about this, all day. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, my situation and my journey is on God's grace, man.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the number one thing.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't have God, and like I always say on this program, it ain't just going into a treatment center. Okay, first of all, you got to really truly want to get clean and sober, but you got to have God on your side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because without God, nothing is possible. And I learned that I wasn't a God person until I got clean. And I realized that God's always been in my life. He's always been there waiting for me to say, please help me, please guide me, He never left me. I left him,
Right.
And ever since I put my faith in God and Jesus, and I took this program to heart, my life has been different. Like I said, you going on 13. I just hit 13 August 29. And I look forward for my 14, 15, 16. Like I heard many older people say, I want to die clean and sober. And I want to show people what this recovery could do for you, and how I want to pass it into other people, why I do this show, why I do the work that you do, So now mentioning that, I want you to tell people what it was like when you did decide to get clean and sober, and what you had to do. It was hard, and what you had applied to it, And then I want to let them know, I want you to explain to them what you do for a living now, what your life is like now. So, what was it like you getting clean without being in the program? You know?
Well, it was easy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you that right now. It was easy for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I made my mind up, you know what I'm saying, it was done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that old cliche, I'm tired of being sick and tired.
You had
You know
that
what I'm saying?
will.
You know
You
what I'm saying? I was done.
wanted
Yeah.
it bad.
And it wasn't hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I didn't go through that battle of withdrawals and, you know what I'm saying, cravings and all that. You know what I'm saying? God took that from me, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He took it right out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as far as
Amen, man. Amen.
so as far as what I do is help people like me.
Right. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You give them back.
Right, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I have pleasure in doing it.
Right. So what do you do for a living, and how long you been at that? You know.
Well, I've been working in behavioral health about 10 years now.
Okay.
What I do is, again, like I said, people like me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And, they, struggling
Right.
life issues. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they, so when they, I have a lot of people that request to see me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I help get them into treatment,
Right.
counseling, just, if they're, having housing issues,
Right.
whatever, man. You know what I'm saying?
There-
I mean, I have guys that just, people, period, that just come and see me, you know what I'm saying, and just sit down and just have conversation, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be about recovery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can be talking
Yeah.
about cars or something, music or whatever, because
About life.
yeah,
Really.
right. So by me doing that, you know what I'm saying, and by them coming to see me, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, they're in a better place and better space
Right.
when they leave. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because whatever it is that was bothering them before they got there,
It's gone.
you know what I'm saying, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, and it's not always that easy either, because then I do get people, you know what I'm saying, that come and see me, you know what I'm saying, that's really going through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And and I had some challenging times, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, seeing these things, you know what I'm saying, but I'm here, you know what I'm saying, and sincerely, you know what I mean, and when I help or assist in getting them to where they want to go, you know what I'm saying, that's a day made for me, man, so.
See, I wish when I was out there that I'd known about people like you, because when I was out there, I was out there and I had no idea that there was such a thing as recovery. That's why I do this show here, to send that message. And I want people to see, to hear your story, because you went, we all had the similar ones. You went from fucking up, and you went to multiple rehabs, and yet, but you weren't ready,
Pretty much.
And the thing is, I only went to one rehab, and I wasn't ready. I didn't ask for it, but when I found myself in the rehab,
Right.
I realized how screwed up my life was, and I used to blame everybody for everything, and everything just got clear right there and then. And I decided, just like you did, I said, I got to do this. I need to do this, because I was 45 years old. I watched kids grow up and have beautiful houses, careers, and then their kids are growing up and they're all passing me by. And here I am, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. And I always ask, why, God, why? If you're real, why are you letting this happen to me? And then I realized that it was me. All along, it was me. God didn't have nothing to do with it. God was just there waiting for me. Yo, you need me? Ask me, and I'm here for you. And when I realized that, and I put my faith in God, my life changed, you know. And then I really wanted this to happen, you know. And I had a chance. I was in the rehab. I realized these people are here to help me, so I decided to let them. And I picked up, I learned. I had trouble because I was like this. My nerves were shot from all the years of using, and I had problems thinking. But it started sinking in, you know. And that the information, the stuff they were telling me, they were teaching me how to live, you know. And I realized that. And up to this day, everything they taught me is still inside of me, you know. Honesty, you know, decency, all that stuff is in me, you know. So I try to go out of my way to be that person, to be a decent, just like you know. And so I work at rehabs, trying to get back, trying to help people that were like me,
Right.
you know. And to me, that's a hell of a feeling, man, when I do hear somebody call after a couple of years, yo, I'm still clean and I'm doing good. You ever get calls like that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
How did that make you feel?
I don't know. It's really hard to describe, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know that you help.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
You know what I'm
the
saying?
feeling there.
You know, but it's a joyous feeling, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah, so like we went from being I don't know if I call it a victim of the habit. Is that something that fit the title? We were victims of the habit, and now we're like helpers, trying to help others that are victim of the habits come out, so they could help others. Is that a good way to explain it?
Yeah, it is.
You know?
You know what I mean? You know, and as you're saying it, you know what I'm saying? It's like my whole life just flashed in front of me, you know what I'm saying? Like all the things, you know, losing a lot of things, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And if I can, you know, sum it up to, you know, hold up, let me back up a little bit. You know, there was a guy that came into my office yesterday, as a matter of fact, you know,
Right.
and I was explaining to him that, you know what I'm saying, this is a loser's game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no winning
Right.
in it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you go to jail, you know what I'm saying? Either you think about or plan to come out and do the right thing, or you're inside thinking how to be a better criminal,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, when you
Yeah.
get out, you know what I'm saying? So, but you're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? So,
You still got your family?
oh yeah, absolutely.
You lucky.
Yeah, yeah, that's grace right there, man.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
very lucky,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's God.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so so when the young man left my office, you know what I'm saying, we, you know, done built a rapport, you know what I'm saying, you know, good one, I hope, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So, and, you know, I hope that, you know, by him coming to see me, that what I said to him, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to go into, you know, much detail
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
because we're not supposed to. Yeah,
Right,
got
right,
you.
right. But I hope that I planted a seed, you know what I'm saying, to,
There you
you know,
go. That's it. That's
yeah.
see that's why we do this. And I always said, like when the clients come talk to me, I always point to the wall and say, "There's no diploma there. I'm not a therapist or counselor, but yes, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here for you." And my thing is exactly what you just said. If I could plant that seed in you and get you thinking, and he does something where he helps you to change, I did my job.
Right.
I did my job. I did what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help the next person, man. And what I wanted to say was, man, that, you know, you're so fucking lucky, man, that you went through all this shit and you kept your wife, your kids, and you know, and a lot of the people that come in my show, it went the opposite. It happened for me. I lost my son. My son was 16 the last time I saw him in person like this. I was 3 years clean, and so this was 10 years ago when my son found me through Facebook because I searched for him. My wife took him. My wife got remarried. She took my family away, and I didn't know where they were at. I tried to find them. I tried the internet, nothing. My son found me through the Facebook. When somebody told me about Facebook, I joined, and my son found me the next day. My daughter, and so now we have a relationship. We talk over the phone. I see him on the camera, you know, and everything. We send each other stuff and all that. But I have not seen him in person. He's gonna be 37.
Wow.
And on Halloween, as a matter of fact, 37. And last time I saw him in person, he was 16.
Wow.
You know, and I got grandkids. I got one great granddaughter from my grandson. I haven't seen him since he was 3. And we talk on the phone, we see each other. So, you know, but God has given me stuff slowly, is what I'm saying. But I lost all that. I never had the chance to be in their lives as they grew up and all that because of the lifestyle. Because, like you say, it's a losing game.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how good you think you are, how you think about doing this, I'm going to steal this, I'm going to do that, and hiding to have it and all that, people see right through you. And you're going to lose shit. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I am so glad that you decided to be in the show, man. And folks, there's many ways that you could get clean and sober. But the number one thing is you got to really, truly want it. And you got to put your faith in God. I'd like to thank my guest, Lewis Parks, for being here. Give Lewis a hand.
Sure.
All right. And folks, remember that God loves you. God loves all of us. Peace.